Yeah. So something rarely talked about and rarely acceptable in public discourse is the problem of the absorbent and spongy womb man. So the womb man is physically designed to absorb the male essence. She's basically what in ancient times, up until 100 years ago, was something that was even a miracle, something like a great companion, somebody that would give you children, and you would exert your energy to her, and she would give you back something even greater. Today, we're in a much different situation. We have so many cucks in the government and in society that these women now can call on many, many other men and powerful men to take away your rights, to gang up on you, and to shame you for being a man, and to make you subservient to any woman who has your children or who otherwise gives you access to her slime cave. So it's no longer feasible to be having children. It's simply not feasible or a realistic gamble in life when all of society, all of the world is not supporting you, when you want to be a traditional father, you want to have many children. So I would say if you're a nationalist, it's the strategy point that we are at right now is not getting married, having children. That's not the strategy. That's not the best strategy for our people, our nation. It's not the best strategy because the second you have these children, this this horde of cucks come raining down on you with a SWAT team, with policemen, with the court system. And so the modern woman who isn't all that womanly anymore and is not proud to be a woman, um, she's not humble in her role as a woman. She's no longer, you know, a virgin. She doesn't keep her chastity before marriage. Um, these women have already demonstrated that they are not capable of fidelity and that they are less womanly than women from 100 years ago. And with the advent of these men who are working against you in your own society, you do not have that option anymore. We have to take control of our country, of our nation. Politically, we have to take that control back before we can start thinking about regenerating everything physically. So basically, first comes the war, second comes the booty. That's basically what you have to understand. There's an order to that. And so in this society, even a woman who is virgin and traditional enough in the first stage of her life could change at any second because the entire society in which you live is gynocentric and it will smash you. She could steal your house and she could take away your children. She can murder your children.
Divorce rate.
Yeah, the divorce rate is very high, and abortion is a concept that is only for women. You know, they don't give men the right to murder their own children, but a woman today has the right to literally chop your children up into pieces and, you know, suck them out with a vacuum hose or whatever. And so why would you do that? Why would you subject yourself to this enormous, enormous risk? And the the drain on your energy is not just physical. This is very important. If you look up NoFap, a very stupid thing to do is to go into left hand or evil tantra, which means that you are sexing with a woman, practicing sex so much that you supposedly can hold in your own crotch vomit and keep it in. You know, that's what they say. They say keep it in, keep in that essence. Number one, your essence is not physical and it's mostly spiritual. If anything, it's mental. And then it goes to the physical level. And two, you know, the female is not just going to lay down for you and you practice 200 times all of your ideas, all of your techniques or your things like that. So turn off that part of your brain, the addiction voice, the demon that's talking to you in your head, trying to give you an excuse to play with a woman, and be free of all that. Be free of this evil influence in your life, this evil force that is designed to drain your energy in every way. It's not just the 2 minutes you spend literally doing something with that person. It's everything around that. How did you end up in that situation? How did you get there? It takes a lot of energy, a lot of planning. And if you still think this traditional marriage is a possibility, then you are going to be thinking every day of your life, maybe very often every day, about what your standards are, who is a woman in town that might fit these standards, or you're spending all this spiritual energy trying to design a character in your world dream that is not going to be the way you made her. It's not going to be the way you really wanted it. And so let's get into some statistics about the modern female. Yeah, the modern female, more than 50% of modern females, at least in America, but also probably in Europe as well, more than 50% are favorable to infanticide. They are favorable to murdering your children. The more than half of women say yes to that. They vote yes for that. Number one. More than half of women, maybe even 60%, are voting Democrat and voting for political parties which flood our nations with rapists. So women are promoting politics, promoting a dangerous society filled with sub-Saharan, subhumans who would rape them at any chance. This is really strange. I mean, this is where the theory comes from that women want to be raped. Because why are they favoring these politics that favor rape? That, like in Sweden, the rape rate in Sweden is the highest in Europe. And who did that? The women in Sweden voted for these political parties, and they voted to flood their own country with people who are known to be severe rapists. That's number two. Number three, the majority of violent pornography is consumed by women. This is a statistic that should make you very concerned about women in general. Like, the book, 50 Shades of Grey, was sold almost exclusively to women. And it's a book about violent sex, about BDSM. And why is that? There's some extremely unhealthy things happening in the world of women today that you need to avoid. And one of those things is the tendency to want to be beaten, to want to be raped, to have a violent situation.